Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is another video and we're talking about full self-driving. The beta here, you can see this is FSD beta 10.11.2. So that's what we're working with here. You can see the release notes, but we won't really dive into the release notes here. What we're gonna do is just take another ride here and put it into full self-driving mode and see how it does. Turn up the speed a little bit here. And again, I'm not going to, anytime that I can see it, I'm not going to put any input in it as much as I can. But again, if I'm in danger, I will move it and I will stop it. But for the most part, I'm gonna try to let it do its own thing without disengaging it. So if I can see some imminent issues, I will stop it. But again, if you haven't seen prior videos, I've posted I think 5 or 6 different videos. So, and you can see it's the same route. I've routed it out so you can see the different changes. You can see here I'm slowing down a bit, and that was much better. I think we were going pretty slow as it was, but we'll see how it goes. Gotta put some slight input to the steering wheel, and then we'll move you over here so you can see everything that's going on with the full self-driving and what the car is displaying and what it can do here. Staying on the right side, it signaled to the right, so I'm not sure if it should do that. I think for the most part it shouldn't, unless it's supposed to be merging. I have to make a left turn, so it's trying to merge into the left lane here, and it was a false turn signal, which is bad. Trying to make a left turn, maybe. There we go. It's clear to go, so that was fine. And a left turn here. Slowing down quite a bit, even though there's no cars oncoming, and it's taking its sweet time coming through the median here. But it's doing it by itself. That's one thing to note. Regardless of how slow it's doing it, it's using the cameras, the 6 cameras that it has, to get through this. So as you can see, it just range. You can see that from the grounds, but in retrospect, it is using the cameras like we as humans use our eyes. So this is another troublesome stop. So it'll stop here and then it'll move slowly up as it gains visibility. It is going, sort of going, and that was really bad because I was basically going to get hit by that car that was coming this way. So that was really awful. So again, it wasn't moving. There was a car oncoming to my right, and there was a car oncoming to my left as well, and it did not do anything. So that's something that I'm just gonna keep slapping in the face from Tesla, is that. And for all these people posting on Twitter that like, oh, no disengagements, and I'm like, if you're on the highway all the time, there aren't going to be any disengagements because there's no red lights or anything like that. So this is real world, telling you how it is, me not being super biased. And just as, again, like here, I'm supposed to be making a right. It's sitting in the left lane. This is really, really bad stuff here. And then this previously does not go on red through this light here, which is also bad because it's not going to go through it, so I'm going to have to disengage it. Hey look, a Rivian. Hello Rivian friend. Alright, let's try to put it into right here and see what it does here. So it should merge a bunch of times here to go to the left lane. So this is another scenario where it's a little bit tough. It should do another merge here. That's good, because we have to make a left lane change here. pause it here as we wait for this light because I'm not going to just record, but turn on the left turn signal and we're back on green light. This one's a little bit tougher because we do get one dotted line, but it's pretty tight here on this left turn. Want to stay in our lane, make sure we do that. And here is where we've had previous issues where it's just randomly merged into people, so that was okay. There was no car there to merge into, so. And this is the right lane to be in because up ahead you can see in 0.8 miles we have to make a right turn. This right turn lane merges left here, so I've also had a time where I've been in that right lane there and it didn't speed up quick enough to merge, which being this car, it really should do that since it has the ability to accelerate really quickly off the line. But yeah, that's not really built into the self-driving system yet, so that's one of the scenarios that I think, because it can accelerate, it should know, hey, I know I can go faster than this particular car, so I should accelerate. Or this car is going, like, you know, this car initially accelerated faster than I did, so, you know, I can't pass them, so I'll eventually have to merge in. So again, not letting this car merge in right here, like, it did not slow down to let this car merge in, so I'm gonna do a little report there just because I certainly would have slowed down to let that person merge. Turn the speed up a little bit here so we can go with the flow of traffic. And also to note, if you're worried about the distance, we're 2 car lengths. That's you can go up to 1 car length, but with the full self-driving beta, it doesn't allow you to do that. So just something to note there. Okay, gonna have to make a right turn here. See how well it slows down. There's a car behind me, so we'll see what speed we turn down into. So it slows down really quickly on the turn. I'm sure that's pretty annoying to like anybody behind me. So I would just do a more gradual slowdown and slow down to like 20 miles an hour. But yeah, that was not the greatest, I would say. This one's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I've had a car on the side of the road before, so it typically has to go around that, and did that perfectly fine the last time. But here looks pretty clear. I'm not sure if we'll have any particular red flags here. I wonder if, since it's a dotted line here, if it would go around a car that was going too slow. I highly doubt it because that's a pretty risky move, and this thing doesn't have the ability to really do aggressive moves at the moment. It's still pretty tame in how it handles certain driving scenarios. And then up here will be a stop sign. We'll see if any other cars are there, but it handled this pretty decently the last few times, but it has bugged out and done warnings before, so we'll see what it does here. Left turn, good. Slowing down slowly. There's no line here, so it's sort of just like stop at your own will. Stopped, okay. And there's no guidelines here. That was really jerky. So it literally just wrestled the wheel around, and which isn't surprising because there are no lane lines there. And then another thing coming up here, there's a pedestrian crossing up here, so usually what it does is it slows down. You'll see that come up here. We'll try to see if it mimics that behavior here as well. Slowing down to 44 miles an hour. So it slowed down 8 miles an hour and then it sped back up. here again, we have a roundabout. So again, a yield sign. So we'll see if it's busy, but we'll see what it ends up doing. Slowing down a bit. See if there's a car coming. There aren't any cars coming. Well, here's a car coming here. We'll see what it does. Nope. Oh, it's going anyways. Okay, right in front of that other car. Again, didn't get into an accident, but was kind of sketchy. Now it should actually do what I'm supposed to do here and do a left turn here. Okay, good. And left turn. Good. And turn down the speed a little bit here, because this is a parking lot. And again, in the middle of the road here. Driving in the middle of the road here. Puddle. And done. So just to give an overall perspective of how that went, it was, again, just okay. And I'm gonna keep making these videos every time I get a new software update, because I wanna see the constant progression that the full self-driving beta goes through. But the thing is, it's honestly not going to make a lot of progress. It's just going to make very, very small incremental steps. So it may be very small cases where this particular scenario where I'm driving through here, the suburbs and parking lots and different things like that, and it's just not really picking up a lot of the changes that it has real big issues with. So that's one thing to note, is that, you know, this thing isn't really it's really not ready for people, and that's particularly why they have it really only open to people that have a really high safety score, but sort of game that. But regardless, it is something that, again, I don't think is ready for a lot of people. And if people are taking advantage of this, like on freaking Twitter and on Facebook and whatnot, it's just not ready. It's not great. It may be better than a lot of the systems out there, but that doesn't mean it's super safe. So that's why when NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Association, but that's why they sort of really give Tesla a bad rap, because it's not safe. The full self-driving capabilities are not safe, and I would say using radar and what have you is much safer than using somebody like a camera eye, because I had a few times where the windshield wipers, like messages that said the windshield wipers should turn on and it should wipe away so that it can see better, and it didn't do it. And those types of bugs aren't good, especially if you're trying to use what you call vision to do all of the actions that you need it to take. Solving real world AI. Like, I understand that if that's your big picture and you can do it, then great, but I'm just not seeing the progression that you would need to do to complete this within this year, let's say. So for Elon Musk, who says, oh, I really think we're gonna solve this year, they must be holding something back from us, because from what I'm seeing, it's nowhere near it. And I don't want to be a pessimist when it comes to this. I paid $6,000 for the full self-driving features, but I just don't see it. Like, I was driving in the snow in a previous video. How is full self-driving going to handle that? because you're nowhere near that. You can't even solve it when the roads are clear, let alone if it's pouring rain or what have you. And not to mention that when it's pouring rain, the entire system shuts off. It doesn't use any of it because it can't visibly see anything with the cameras. But regardless of what the cameras can see or what the cameras can't see, I can see in front of me a lot better than this camera up here can see. So I can't imagine they're gonna be able to solve this with the current setup that they have. So that's really my perspective. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.